What advice would you have for them if they were considering using Swimmingly?
I would say jump right in. It's not like the expensive software programs that you're downloading on your computer, and it's something that it benefits not just the team and the coaches, but it's something that the parents are going to really appreciate. Swimming made it so easy to just go through, mark off the things that might have been out of place, or to be able to provide a better experience and product for these parents and swimmers and teams is just I'm really excited to be able to do that. How easy it is with devices, and everybody has access to it, not just the coaches or the teams.
We're just going to dive in with a couple of icebreakers. So, can you tell me a little bit about your team and your system that you have running over at Steele Creek?
Steele Creek Swim is a program that started last fall, and we had a 5-week fall swim clinic, and we used a local public high school pool here in Charlotte. And we ran that program last fall, and then this spring we expanded our program to do what we're calling a spring swim. But it's a 12-week, 3-month program. It started February, first week of February. It's going to run through the end of April. It's a 3-month program that we host at the local high school pool. We have 2 hours. So we do 2 hours of practice or swim sessions 3 days a week, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And we're there from 5:30 to 7:30, and we blocked it off in hour chunks. 2 practice sessions. The kids are from ages 5 all the way up to 18. We have a couple of older swimmers.
Can you walk me through some of your responsibilities and your role at Steele Creek?
Yeah, so I founder of Steele Creek Swim, and I'm doing a little bit of everything. So I do coaching, and it all started as I had been coaching a summer team for a few years and coaching a school team, and there's a big need for, or desire for, some sort of advanced swimming program past summer level down in our area. So I formed this to be kind of a place where kids who were done with summer but wanted to keep swimming, but also didn't want to drive 45 minutes and commit to 4 or 5 days a week, weren't quite ready for that. I wanted to create a home for those swimmers. I do coaching. I'm also kind of doing all the back end, behind the scenes stuff. Basically everything that's involved. It's me, and I've got a team of assistant coaches, some helpers that help me out.
Have you ever used other systems to run swim meet?
I personally have not run meets. I've coached, and we've used the high-tech swim manager, basically that system. So before, for the summer teams and for the school teams, they all use that. And it's basically I'm submitting the entries and downloading zip files and sending those over and uploading and doing that whole song and dance every week. I have to say, this is very refreshing to use Swimmingly. And one of the parents, a kid I coached on a middle school team, had, I guess, as we were going through the school season, she suggested we use Swimmingly for the schools. And that really wasn't going to be an option for the schools. But, I had a program. I was like, this sounds great, my program. But their summer league here in Charlotte uses Swimmingly, and so I got to try it out here, and it's been really nice.
That's awesome. What helped you make the decision to use Swimmingly?
The start of the spring program, I knew I wanted to do meets, even though it's just one group. I wanted to divide everybody up. I wanted them to kind of experience the, being part of a team and compete, and also give them a chance to get some times, some regular times. So we're going to go through 3 months. And the thought is we're going to have a meet at the end of every month, and then we're going to monitor and be able to track their progress and their growth. And we took times in our 5-week fall program. We did it week 1, week 3, and week 5. But it was the old school, just timers, paper, getting splashed, volunteers. And then I'd have to collect this big group of papers and then just put it together in like a spreadsheet. And there wasn't like an easy format to share and show without a whole lot of extra manual work. And I didn't want to do that, but I was prepared to do that. for the spring and running a meet. I don't think I'd gotten that far in my planning. I knew I was going to do a meet, but I didn't know how it was going to work.
Yeah.
Um, and then that message from the parent mentioning swimmingly for the that their summer league uses, then I started checking it out. Then, I immediately booked a call and got to learn more. And then once I kind of understood how it worked, I'm like, well, there's my answer. I didn't know this was out there, and I didn't know this would, how I was going to do it. But now I have a solution, and this sounds awesome, and it's different. Just talking about the idea of giving us an opportunity to get even more times. So it's not just meets. I mean, we did use it for a time trial, and that served two purposes. That was great because there are a lot of kids that I didn't know what kind of times, I didn't know what kind of swimmers they are, and then it gives it parents and kids an extra chance to kind of see where they are. And it also gave us a chance to kind of test out the app and the system and the different pieces and parts of how it works.
Yeah. Awesome. Along the lines of that, how was your transition to swimmingly?
I'm going to say it was a really nice transition, mainly because of the support I got from you and the swimmingly support team. The only frustrations and the only challenges were like on my end, trying to learn and put everything together and make sure I knew what I was doing and could relay how it works. I don't think because of the help from and support from the swimming league team, I don't think any of the parents or anybody involved saw any of that, or they
Yeah.
just saw an app and this is amazing and look how cool this is. And you do it on your phone, and I can see the times and I can track my kids' progress. And they did a meet and they improved by 12 seconds. It's right here. Thank you
Perfect.
so much.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think the transition has gone great. And then I feel like, every after getting that first meet under my belt, and the meet was smooth. Again, the time trials, we figured some things out, and once I got everything updated on my end and you know calmed down a little bit, thanks to your help, I I felt confident, and then so I think everybody involved was really excited about it, and they have a lot of nice things to say, and just the ease of using it. But I think that the fact that we're using phones and the parents are sitting there at swim practices, they're on their phone the whole time. Everybody's on their phone. Everybody's using it. That's to use technology and use those tools that we have to be able to provide a better experience and product for these parents and swimmers and teams is just, I'm really excited to be able to do that. Most of the swimmers in our program are from the local summer league that I participate in, and I coach my neighborhood team. And we're using high tech, and we're going through that. And I had one parent when we did the time trial come up to me, and she on her phone she pulled up like a spreadsheet that she had created for her kid, for her daughter, and showed like these are her times that she swam. And then when she got her time trial and she put it in there, she was like, look, she's improved by at least 3 seconds on every stroke. But she was keeping it by like it was like a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And then because we haven't had anything
Mhm.
like swimming to actually track and show and pull up best times, and um, but now we do. So I think she's very excited to just be able to pull up and her app or log in and see the status of her daughter, as opposed to she's probably still tracking on a spreadsheet, but she doesn't have to now.
Yeah.
Uh,
She can get the cool graphs in swimmingly if she wants.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think she's making graphs and charts and
Yeah.
anything like that. So, um, and it's much easier to kind of to just log in and see it. So,
Yeah.
and the instant, I mean, it's just it's in there, tracking the meet and following along. Um, I had some parents that weren't there or weren't able to attend, and you can just keep up with it, and it's simple, and you see what's going on with like as the meet's happening.
How have you found that Swimmingly has enhanced your team as a business?
There's not any sort of program or out there that is in our area that is using it. So it's a differentiator right now, and we're using it, and we've got something that we have a handful of the 90 swimmers. I think there might be like 5 or 6 that had a Swimmingly account prior to signing up for Steele Creek Swim. And so this is something that these parents and these swimmers have never had. And so it makes us stand out. And we're using a platform that is for the first time allowing parents to kind of track their swimmers' progress and easily follow meets and just have that information and share that information. So it's definitely something that makes us stand out, and something that I'm really excited to be able to offer to our families.
Awesome. Yeah. And then compared to when you ran the meets in the fall with paper and pencil, some data points just for us. How much time, if at all, did Swimmingly save you?
Just so amazing to be able to like open my iPad and after that 2 hour meet, and it's just an exhausting, like from coaching and running, and I was just all over the place, all of us. It was a great event, but we were exhausted at the end, and I also want to be able to get these results out to the families and the swimmers and let them know, and because I know I think every swimmer just dropped a personal best tonight. So I'm ready to share that information. And, if I'm collecting the fall, when I'm collecting papers and I'm putting times and uploading times into whatever, and then I've got to figure out a format or a way to share that with everyone. Um, I mean, it just doesn't compare. And swimming made it so easy to just go through, mark off the things that, might have been out of place or whatever, and clear that up, and kind of make everything official and get those results out to the parents. So it definitely, and in a format, whether it's online or on the app, you can view, inside when you log in, or there's a format that we can download and share as well for anybody that wants to do that. It's just so much more professional and easier and quicker than it had been in the fall when we were using soggy paper and some handwriting that I wasn't sure who that was.
Yeah.
So much more efficient, and which was really nice, especially coming off the end of the excitement and energy from the swim meet, to not have, okay, now I've got to go home and spend multiple hours putting all the results together.
Definitely. Okay, two more questions for you. What's your favorite thing about Swimmingly?
I think I just like the fact that we're using devices. We're using mobile devices. It's right there. It's easy to pull up and follow. Whether it's the meets are very easy to follow. Um, we're using these devices for timers. It doesn't involve expensive equipment. It volunteers, okay, bring your phone and make sure it's charged. But even if it's not charged, we actually Swimmingly gave us those great little portable chargers that were used. So good call there. I just like the accessibility and how easy it is with devices, and everybody has access to it, not just the coaches or the teams. Other thing, I can't leave out the fact that the charts, the tracking of the kids and the times, and it's a big thing for our program. And I want to, when we ran it in the fall, it was just a lot of manual work,
Mm-hmm.
but it was very important to me that if kids are participating in this and parents are spending the time and money to have their kids do these programs, I want to make sure that they can see that I mean, they can see that we practice and they see that they're learning things and they're doing different drills and they're getting stronger. But I want to show them something to take away. And I was, I think at the end of the fall, I was, taking top times and sending messages out to everyone that participated saying, so and so, they started here week 1 and by week 5 they were here. And that was a lot of work. And it was great. And I want to do that. But with Swimmingly, it's there. It's already in there.
Mhm.
So I can still comment about that, but I don't have to do the work and find the numbers. So it's just another thing that feature I love about Swimmingly, the ability to track the swimmer's progress.
What advice would you have for somebody in your position that's starting up their own version of a Steele Creek Swim? What advice would you have for them if they were considering using Swimmingly?
I would say jump right in, and it's going to be it's not like the other things that you're looking at. It's not like the expensive software programs that you're downloading on your computer, and it's something that is really it benefits not just the team and the coaches, but it's something that the parents are going to really appreciate and be behind, and they're going to be, some of them like love the volunteering piece of it. They did the time trials, and I asked for volunteers for the meet, and they're immediately raising their hand. They just want to be part of it. That's so fun, and they're doing it on the phone and doing it that way. But yeah, just dive in and start playing around with it. Get some tests in. Utilize the great support team Swimmingly has and the resources online as well. Tons of courses and classes, and um, they definitely are looking out for want you to succeed. So
Yeah.
yeah, just dive right in.